Oh, yeah, we might be getting to the bottom of Alzheimer's. I love it. I love it a lot because when it comes to like severe diseases that just end up afflicting you at the end of your life, I can't think of a worse way to go than just losing the sense of who you are, losing the sense of everything that you do on a daily basis. That just sounds like hell on earth, and I would love to avoid this at any perceivable junction. Okay, so scientists claim to have found the cause of it. Okay, it's something that we've talked about a lot on the channel, so I'm glad, and especially we need some kind of bright light at the end of the year because this year has sucked for a multitude of reasons, and finding a cause of the Alzheimer's and potentially, maybe eventually within my lifetime, finding a cure or a solution to it. I love it. I love it a lot. Researchers said that they may have discovered the molecular level cause of Alzheimer's disease. Scientists at the University of California, a lot of discoveries coming out of California. I'm glad some smart people are still there. Recent findings said that the key to understanding Alzheimer's disease had to do with tau proteins that likely cause a neurofibular tangles, which are found in the brains of Alzheimer's patients. Previously, researchers have suggested that amyloid plaques, which are built up of amyloid peptides, may also be the cause. But what's with these tau proteins? Okay, both amyloid plaques and the neurofibular tangles are two critical indicators that doctors took when trying to diagnose Alzheimer's. Roughly 20% of people have the plaques, but no signs of dementia, said the UCR chemistry professor Ryan Julian in the release. It makes it seem as though the plaques themselves are not the cause of the disease, but rather just an indication or the side effect of the buildup of these tau proteins. Researchers focused on the different structures a single molecule can manufacture, known as an isomer. An isomer in the same molecule with a different three-dimensional orientation in the original. A common example would be hands. Hands of isomer of each other mirror images are not exact copies. Isomer can actually have a handedness. Interesting. The team scanned proteins in the brain samples and donated to their lab. And the brains in there was an accumulation of the tau protein, but no Alzheimer's diagnosis. They found that the normal tau had a different handed form than in individuals who had plaques or tangles and who were diagnosed with Alzheimer's. The proteins also survived longer than what is considered normal, the researcher said. Okay. If the protein stays too long, generally more than 48 hours, some amino acids in the proteins convert to the other-handed isomer, they noted. Oh, so they almost age out and then they become defective? Okay. So this is really starting to mimic that of like an autoimmune response, which is something else that they theorized for a while, but this is still very interesting. In the news release, Julian said that handedness in isomers is similar to the pair of human hands and mirror one another, but are not the same. Try to put a right-handed glove on your left hand, which I don't know if he's mocking Alzheimer's patients or not with that statement, but let's just go with it. It doesn't work too well. Yeah, well, if you're missing your thumb, though, it should be fine. It's a similar problem in biology. Molecules don't work the way they're supposed to after a while because a left-handed glove can actually convert into a right-handed glove that doesn't fit. Interesting. Very labored analogy, but it makes sense, okay? After a while, things just break down and then they stop working and then they in fact make a little bit of a flip. Human body has a process called autophagy, they noted, which it clears used and defective proteins from the cell. So autophagy no longer works on these tau proteins, okay? When people age, autophagy can slow down, although it isn't clear why, Julian said, which is what his team is attempting to figure out. If a slowdown in autophagy is the underlying cause, things that increase it should have beneficial opposite effect, he said. Yeah, indeed. Okay, because there's a lot of different processes that your body uses in order to normally function, okay? Autophagy is just the cleanup of different cells in order to be even more lay with the description, okay? Like there's a bunch of different energy processes that your body uses in order to allow you to function. Okay, because you can break down glucose in order to create energy for your body and for your muscles to fire and for everything to use as well as allowing different vitamins and minerals in order to perform their necessary tasks in your body in order for you to just do things, obviously, okay? And there's different heating practices in order to maintain homeostasis within your body. So if those things start to slow down when you age, obviously the autophagy project, the autophagic process, I'm not too sure if that's a word or not, but it does sound like it. If that process does slow down the same way that like the Krebs cycle, ATP production, different energy source production also slows down, that could be indicative of just the proper aging process in your body. But if you can find a cause for that, and now that they have it figured out with these tau proteins and these different isomers that are created from said tau protein, and then also figuring out that these defective genes that are not properly cleaned up by the autophagy process, if they just switch and then they become defective and then they start attacking the body and creating said plaque, maybe that's what happens. They aren't entirely clear when it comes to this. But if that's the process that happens, it's good to know what's happening, okay? Next, to figure out how these proteins accumulate in the body and how you can start working on autophagy in the body, okay? The best way to induce that process in your body, about a 36-hour fast. I'm just going to throw that out there, but I don't think we've done a lot of fasting content on the channel. We might in the future because, yeah, it's there's multiple reasons why people fast. Okay, weight loss, obviously, but then there's a certain point in time, there's a demarcation once you hit a certain level where you switch off from just your regular basic the weight loss, and then you just start to work into the autophagy side of things. So if you can start stimulating that, if you can work that into a regular thing that you do on a monthly basis, yeah, feel free to start doing that, because looks like autophagy is also going to be a very, very important weapon when it comes to fighting off against Alzheimer's. I really like this. It's really great. It's really great to see some type of progress in this field, because, like I said at the beginning, there's no worse way to spend the twilight of your career just staring at the wall and forgetting who you are 7 or 8 times a day. But with that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.